feeling stuck, overwhelmed, languishing, uncertain, how do you get back control of your life? Hi, I'm Vicky. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please make sure to comment and subscribe. And today I'm going to talk about this very topic of facing uncertainty, getting out of languishing and feeling of stuckness, and to start to really step into your greatness. We're going to cover some scientific research that I've uncovered on this very topic that is truly helping people get to that next level of feeling into their greatness once again. So let's talk about this feeling of stuckness. For the past couple of years, we as a collective, as a society, have really undergone so much trauma, whether individually or as a collective. And as a result of that, we're just all kind of complacent. I find that so many of us, me including, have been just settling. We're just settling. So people are in jobs that they don't particularly love. They're doing things that they are not particularly excited about. There's this feeling of uncertainty where the economy is, fluctuating. People are losing jobs, or people are in jobs that they don't particularly want to be in. And we're just all kind of settling for what is being given to us. But is that really a way for us to live? And is that a sustainable way to live? So the good news is that every single day we have a choice for how we want to live. Every single moment, we have the opportunity to make changes, because every moment is a new moment to change. And that is a choice that you need to make. So if you're finding yourself feeling uncertain, stuck, overwhelmed, not going anywhere, the very first thing that you should do is to realize and recognize that this is how you're feeling. And if that's where you're at, congratulations, because you are actually taking the brave step to admit to yourself and to become aware and conscious of the fact that this is where you're at in life. And then take a look at, are you in that place in every aspect of your life? So for example, a lot of people might be doing amazing in their careers, but really feeling very stuck and languishing in their personal lives. Life just feels blah. You're not really doing anything that's exciting to you. So yeah, work might be amazing, but the relationships in your life might be just boring or not really going anywhere. Or maybe you have an amazing partner, and you've been trying to launch this new business, but you just can't seem to find your way to doing that. And that is just causing so much frustration and inner agita and turmoil inside. So just because one area of your life is not working doesn't mean that the other areas of your life are not working either. So, great news. Make sure that you just place awareness on where you're at on the various aspects in your life. And you can look at it from the perspective of health, wealth, and relationships. Those are usually the three dimensions on which we examine our lives. So that's step number one, is placing awareness on where you're at and just how you're feeling. And you could even give it yourself as a rating of 1 to 10. So my relationship might be an absolute 10. My current job might be like a 5. Me starting a new business might feel like a frustrating 7, right? It's exciting, but it's not happening fast enough. So this was happening to me for a long time. So place awareness, rate and rank how you're feeling. So when you're aware of all the things that are happening that are negative in your life, there is this thing that your brain will do. It's called the spotlight effect. And what your brain will do is it will literally place a spotlight on the negative feelings and emotions that you have. So what's happening? You're now focused more and more on all the negativity, and the more that you're focused on the negative things, the more that you're going to continue to feel just like completely complacent and unenthused, lack of energy in the way that you're living and operating every single life. And so there was this fascinating study that was conducted by Laura Vanderkam. And what she uncovered is that when you add something meaningful into your life, you start to feel less overwhelmed and you start to feel happier. Now, this is interesting because she conducted the research with extremely busy people who were basically saying, no way can I add another thing into my life. So this was busy parents, busy professionals, people who were just completely feeling the overwhelm where you're like, no way can I add another thing. Or let's say somebody who went through a divorce, like, no way can I undergo yet one more thing. However, what she uncovered is that when the person would take the time to do something that was meaningful and purposeful for them, so for example, it could be singing, it could be taking a class, it could be learning coding, it could be doing something for your soul, sitting and gardening. When you took out time for you, not your kids, not your parents, not your spouse, not anybody else, but you did something that was meaningful for you. What happened was, after the people added yet one more thing into their schedule, they felt like they had more time. Now, this is interesting because this goes back to the spotlight effect, because what's happening? You are now not as focused on the negative things in your life. You're starting to focus on the positive things in your life. And the more you focus on the positive things, the more positive energy you start to bring into your being, the more that you're going to start to get out of this negativity. And the more positive you feel, the more positive you're going to add into your life. This happened to me. So what I was going through during COVID, it was a very difficult time for me. I was languishing just like everybody else. And then I just started to really take time out for myself. And I started to take classes, baking classes. I took singing lessons. I took an acting class, a writing workshop, you name it. I was really trying to discover myself and to get uncomfortable, do the things that would really challenge and push me. And it was fascinating because even though I got a new job that was way more demanding, even though I have 2 kids, even though I have a dog, I have all of these responsibilities, I was somehow finding the time to do these passion projects and to do the things that I want to do. And out of that, I went and launched my YouTube channel, which yet you would think would take even more time, but I was finding the time because I was in such an inspired state as a human being that I was making the time for the things that were meaningful and purposeful. So, what do you do now? You have a choice. You know where you're at. You know where you want to be. You want to be happy. But what does happy look like? What does happy mean to you? So what I would encourage you to do is make a list of what are 3 or 5 things that you could start to add into your life so that you start to bring more joy into your life. So it could be something as simple, I want to buy a new car, I want to go on this new trip, I want to launch my business, I want to go on this vacation. Write out those 3 or 5 things. And then start to take small, meaningful steps towards getting to your dream. So for example, you want to start a YouTube channel, set up the account and record your first video. And I guarantee you, your first video is going to be horrendous. But you know what? You did it. You recorded the video. You took the step. You want to go on a vacation? Start saving that money. Start putting it into the savings account and start identifying where you want to go and buy those airplane tickets. Take the baby steps. And the more that you start to take the baby steps, the more that you're going to become that version that you envision yourself to be, that is joyous and that brings you happiness into your life. And as you start to add one happiness, you're going to continue to build momentum towards the life that you want to build. So let's quickly recap. What are the steps? Number 1, identify where you at in the different components and elements in your life, whether it's professionally, personally, health, relationships, and be very brutally honest with yourself in terms of where you're at. Step 2, identify the 3 or 5 things that you could be doing, small, big, major, minuscule, that could start to bring happiness into your life. And when you know those two components, start to take steps, because you can't only dream, you have to take action towards where you want to get to. And when you take action, that's when you're going to feel like you're taking control back. And when you're taking control back, that's a place of empowerment. That's an energy of empowerment. So start getting on that journey towards getting out of feeling stuck. Stop the overwhelm. Tell yourself, I don't do overwhelm. And just move forward into the life that you want to live. Don't forget, greatness lives in you. You are great. And start marching towards the place that you want to be.